Warning: the following video contains explicit language which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Hello and welcome to this video. I hope you're doing well. Hope the universe is treating you well. Hopefully I don't have anything in the background running screwing up the audio in this video. Yeah. That's, if I ever do a blooper reel, I might do a blooper reel, but I'm getting off subject. This video is going to be on how to use a hydrometer, how it is important. Well, if you brew and you want to know, get a good ballpark idea of what your alcohol content is, a hydrometer is a good thing to have. It lets you know what your water density is before you brew and after the yeast does its yeasty things and does all its fermentation fun. The change in density tells you about what your alcohol by volume is. So without further ado, let's get on into this video. And as always, be a good human, be good to other humans. Peace. Hello, and welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be getting to know your hydrometer. A hydrometer is a very useful tool that we use for predicting alcohol by volume in your finished product. There are several different ways to do this. The hydrometer I got is a plastic hydrometer. It has 3 scales on it. It has a specific gravity, a Brix scale, Brix scale, and then it has estimated, or potential, not estimated, potential alcohol by volume. It has these 3 scales on it. You probably can't see them because things. So at this point, we are going to insert a graphic that will go here. Which will show the scale. Okay, now that you've seen what a tri-scale hydrometer for brewing looks like, it's one of those things that all through the scales, specific gravity, the estimated or potential alcohol by volume, and Brix, all 3 of those scales require math. The Brix scale and the specific gravity scale require more math than I personally am willing to do. The potential alcohol scale is simple. When you take your original gravity, you spin this around and you check it. If it's, say, like my strawberry mead, it read 15. Then when I racked it, it read 0, which meant I had 15% alcohol. If it would have read 5 when I racked it, it would have had 10% alcohol by volume. That's kind of how that works. And what we're going to do is I've got a glass of water. Oh, can't see it. Got it too low. I have a plain glass of water. And I've got a glass of water with a cup of alcohol, a cup of water in this one. And in this one, I have 2 cups of water. And what we're going to use is I have a 100 milliliter tube. This is what we're going to dump the water in and we're going to take a reading on. first one we're going to do is we're going to do the plain water, just plain 2 cups of water. Fill our tube. I put way too much water in that. Put our hydrometer in it. Let me step outside real quick while I drop the hydrometer in to get the overflow off. Okay. Basically, what you would do is you take your tube, you drop your hydrometer in, you let it bounce. Usually I'll spin it a couple times, and this gives me, this makes sure there's no bubbles, it makes sure that your hydrometer is not sticking. Or listing to the side for some reason. Probably because I don't have it balanced on my hand. But see, that's basically where it's reading. All the way around. I have to put my glasses on to actually read it. It should be reading pretty close to 0 because it's just plain water. Let's see what our actual reading is. It's reading at 0.00. Okay. That would be a must or wort before the alcohol, before it brewed, before it fermented, before all the little tasty bits happened. Now we'll go ahead and dump this off, and that's something else you need to remember. When you pull a sample of wort or must, you never reintroduce it back into your fermentation. You always dump it out. Now, we are going to take the 1 glass water, 1 glass of alcohol. Actually, what I'm going to do, this is usually what I do, is I'll put my hydrometer in first, and I'll pull from my fermenter. Okay. And as you can clearly, well, maybe you can't, I might be too low for the camera, but as you can see, the hydrometer floats the same way rocks do, because the alcohol has lessened the gravity significantly. There's also bubbles. Has lessened the gravity of the water to the point that the hydrometer will not float. Let me see if I can get a better. See, it is completely submerged under the water, the alcohol, and that's basically all a hydrometer does. Is it measures the gravity of the water. Like I said, you can do the math that's required to do this. Put this back in the rack. You can do the math using the specific gravity or the brick setting. I will, at the end of this video or near the end of this video at some point, there's some cheater charts that tells you, it has the lines, tells you where the gravity is and what the alcohol for that gravity is, and same with the bricks. You can download them, you can Google figuring out alcohol by volume using bricks, or the same thing but using specific gravity, and you can pull up these charts, cheater charts as I call them, so you don't have to do the math. I just use the approximate or estimated alcohol. Then on my initial before I start my initial fermentation. And when I do my rack, I just simply drop it in again. I pull off a sample, drop it in again, check my estimated or potential alcohol, and subtract the difference. And that gives me a ballpark alcohol by volume. I have been told that it's not the most accurate, that actually doing the hard math or using a cheater chart to figure out what your alcohol is a little bit more accurate. We're talking a couple tenths of a point either way. So for me personally, doing home brewing, it's close enough for me. It's what I like to do and how I like to do it. It just works all around. Hope you enjoyed this basics video. Your hydrometer is your friend. Keep him warm, keep him happy, and he'll take care of you. Till the next video, peace. Have a good one.